Okay, if you did it correctly from the last video, you'll recognize that our factorization should have been 2a minus 1 times a plus 7. All right, well, let's try it again with a couple more examples just to see what everything looks like right here. And this time, I'll change my pen color. Let's do this one in green. I like green. So let's see. Our leading coefficient. What is our leading coefficient? We're going to take 6, and we've got a negative number this time, negative 5. So I take the negative along for the ride right here, and I say that my grouping number is now negative 30. Okay, my next step is I need to find a factor pair of negative 30 whose sum is equal to positive 13. So what do we got? Well, we know 1 times negative 30, or negative 1 times 30 would be a pair, but that sum is not equal to positive 13. Let's try another one. 2 and negative 15. Does that work? Well, positive 2 added to negative 15 is negative 13, but we want positive 14. So maybe if we had negative 2 and positive 15, does that work? Well, sure. Negative 2 times 15 is equal to negative 30, and negative 2 plus 15 does equal to positive 13. So in fact, that's our pair that we're going to use in our second step. All right, so that's the one that we want. So that means we're going to take our middle term. So I'm going to take my 6x squared. I'm going to split up my middle term. It looks like as minus 2x plus 15x. Remember that those two would be combined together and give you 13x minus 5. So now let's factor by grouping right here. If we take the first pair of terms, it looks like 2x is a common factor. And what does that leave us with? Very good. 3x minus 1. Then we look at this second pair of terms and look for a common factor there. And lo and behold, it looks like 5. So I'm going to take plus 5 times, let's see, 5 times 3x gives me 15x. And 5 times 1 gives me 5. So 3x minus 1 now appears to be my greatest common factor. So in factored form, this becomes the quantity 3x minus 1 times the quantity 2x plus 5. And again, a check by using the FOIL method would certainly reveal that this must be the case. So there we go. There's our answer. All right, let's try another one this time. Let's say that our pair this time is 4x squared minus 11x minus 3. So we would have to start by multiplying 4 times negative 3 to get our grouping number, this time negative 12. And again, we want a pair of numbers whose sum is negative 11 based on the factor of negative 12. Well, let's see, what have we got here? It looks like 1 times negative 12 is certainly going to be the pair that we want. Why? Well, 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. Right? That's one thing that we want to happen. Right? So the pair must multiply together to give you negative 12, our grouping number, and 1 added to negative 12 gives us negative 11, which is, again, exactly what we wanted. So we're going to split up our middle term using 1 and negative 12. So this is going to become 4x squared plus 1x minus 12x minus 3. All right, so factoring by grouping this time, the only common factor it looks like we've got up front here is x, so we're going to factor that out, giving us 4x plus 1. So far, so good. And from the second pair of terms, we're going to factor out, it looks like negative 3. So we would put minus 3 here, and we say, well, minus 3 times what gives me minus 12x? That would have to be 4x. And of course, minus 3 times positive 1 is going to give me minus 3, my last term right here. And it looks as if our common factor now is going to be 4x plus 1 times the quantity x minus 3. And so the direct factorization right here You can check by using the FOIL method. 4x plus 1 times x minus 3 is exactly what we wanted, and that's our grouping method. Good luck on your assignment.